Hey guys, it's WMG. I'm just showing you a studio update. Today is Wednesday, May 9th, I think, May 9th, and we've been working there in the studio for the last couple hours, so I wanted to show you where we are with some things. There is a Titan update video up in my video section as well, but I'll just give you a quick shot of the Titan. The Emperor is working out pretty well. It's coming along. The big thing this week was the Fortress up on top here that we've been working on for the last 2 weeks or so, on and off. And that came along pretty well. I actually like it quite a bit. I think it looks very nice. This guy stands a little over 48 inches at this point, so he's damn tall, we'll say that. And if I can flop him around here, you can see the Vortex missile on his back there. Now that's what I call a Vortex missile, and that's from Pegasus Hobbies if you're interested in picking up one of those. The only two major updates we have right now is we finished up some painting projects this week. This is a first squad from my Frost Giant army that I finished up, came off the assembly line this week. As many of you guys know, I've been doing a cream color for them. It's not bad. I generally like it. This was an experiment in not only dips, but snow flocking and different skin tones. These guys have a blue skin tone, which I liked. I wanted to give them sort of a Frost Giant-ish look from D&D minis or even the Thor movie recently. And I used a lot of snow flock on these guys. I decided to put some on top of the vehicle too, since he's got so much open ground. On the shields up here, I did a green wash to give it sort of a patina. The green didn't come out super strong, and I gave it like 3 or 4 washes. I think I just need a stronger green. But that's okay, because I didn't want a heavy green. You can see the green more here in these areas where it looks like it's run off a little bit. So it's subtle. And then the snow, this is actually, I want to say, cornmeal. That I used for the snow effect. But the problem is that the snow was much stronger before. There was actually much more of it. Now it's kind of, I think the cornmeal sort of got swallowed up by the glue, and once that dried there wasn't much left. One cool thing about flocking on something like this is I can use the flock to cover up mistakes. Underneath here, this panel, there was actually quite a few glue scars from an earlier problem I had with this thing. I had put the sponson weapons up front, and looking back I realized they were supposed to be on the back sponson. So not wanting to get into trouble, I had to rip them out of there, but I had used plastic glue, so it created quite a weld. So this was the result of that, was all this glue scar. But I used the snow effect here to cover up a lot of the scarring. So that way, you know, it sort of looks like it's an intentional thing. So overall, not bad. The only problem I really run into, other than the cornstarch or the cornmeal sort of fading away, I'm going to have to go back and re-white some of that. And I think I'm going to use baking soda this time because I really wanted more snow on the bases. The only problem I'm running into, I think, is that I feel like in the aftermath here, this looks a lot like Deathwing. And I don't want the army to look like a Deathwing army. And I think maybe because the Terminators are that color, it reminded me of it. So what I think I'm going to do is just keep these guys the way they are, and then for the rest of the army I think I'll try a different color scheme. I'll just keep these guys and think of them as sort of being part of this unit, this being their personal Land Raider that'll carry them into battle. This is sort of an Assault Land Raider. I will use them for that anyway. So it kind of works out. But for the rest of the army, I think I'm going to focus more on a gray color scheme, which I liked the gray, and there's not hardly any in this. I think I'm going to use the cream color scheme for my Tyranids, so that'll be fun. The only other miniature I have up right now is this guy. This is a stone golem that I worked on a couple months ago. We put together, and we had finally painted him, but we hadn't flocked him. I wanted to flock him to make it look like there was moss growing all over him, so that's what we did. So there's plenty of moss here. It's basically a flocking material, and we blew on it to get it to stand up a little bit, and I think it worked out pretty well. For a huge Earth Elemental, you can buy a huge Earth Elemental from Reaper Miniatures, but it's like $40. This guy cost us next to nothing to manufacture, just time, which I'm happy to spend. So he came out pretty well, and see if I can get you a little closer look at him. See, there's his eyes, give him a little glowing effect in his eyes. I'm still working on my OSL effects, so I'm still very much a novice in that field and learning. I still haven't developed what I think is my personal style of painting yet. I haven't got enough experience painting to be able to say this is how I like to paint, so I'm just sort of messing with it at this point. So I'm sort of learning there. The only other update I can show you is that I've been putting together a teeny tiny Necron force. Not a lot. I basically had a bunch of extras from all my Necron conversions. And so because of that, I wanted to maybe throw them together and play around with it a little bit. So this is the start of a little Necron army. Mostly it's warriors and immortals at this point, with some extra Lich Guard that I had left over from all of my Cryptek conversions, I had enough pieces to make Lich Guard. Because I had extra torsos, I had shields, and that's just kind of the way that worked out. So I've got about 7 of these guys. I had a spare set of these heavy cannons from something that I ended up using for heavy destroyer cannons. And then these wraiths are phasing. They're actually phasing through walls and stuff. So that looks kind of neat. You can see them sort of phasing right through the wall, his tail especially. My video is about to cut me off, so if you're interested in contacting me about a commission, just contact me at caleb@whitemetalgames.com. We do custom commission work, and check out our other videos. Subscribe to us on YouTube. And until next time, happy wargaming. Bye-bye.